Okay, and all right, it's all yours, Jeff.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the general board meeting of June 22nd, 2022. This is our last meeting before the summer break. And I just want to remind everybody this meeting welcome to the general board meeting can be foiled, both the video and chat. And I'd like to begin this meeting with a minute of silence for retired Deputy Chief Shaw. Please. Okay, the first item on the agenda is the presentation from Tara Das from New York City, DC, Coney Island Ferry. The floor is yours.
Great, thank you so much. My name is Tara Das, and I am on EDC's Government and Community Relations team. For those who I haven't met, I'm taking over Ratty Miranda's portfolio on the Government and Community Relations side of things. And James Wong, the NYC Ferry Executive Director, unfortunately cannot make it tonight, so I'm providing this update on his behalf. That said, I am joined tonight by Franny Civitano, our Deputy Director of NYC Ferry, Gordon Lobel, our Vice President of Operations and Safety, and Sakiru Okyowo.
Queenie Hewling.
Great. So my presentation is rather informal, and I do want to thank Eddie and the community board for having me tonight. I know we could not join the last May 25th meeting, so I really appreciate your flexibility with us. And I'm also very excited to be working with you moving forward on all things Coney Island Ferry. So our last update that we provided to you was regarding our plans for construction. Earlier in this year, we were holding off of any construction plans during the in-water moratorium and had plans to revisit it in June. However, since then, we have noticed that there has been significant shifts in the sand in the area that we were supposed to dredge. And so the dredging needs of that site are greater than we anticipated. And since then as well, we are very aware that the community has been very vocal about their request and desire for the ferry to be on the ocean side. So since, we are under new leadership now, we are at a point, given the dredging needs and given the community's desire to take a pause and reevaluate the needs of this site. So we are undergoing a study that will evaluate both what the dredging needs are right now, whether we'll need to be dredging more or whether the dredging is appropriate, as well as what would be needed for an Oceanside Ferry, both from a safety and cost perspective. I do want to iterate, however, that our main prerogative right now is to ensure that the ferry is safe for riders. And so right now, our study, both the Creekside and the ocean side, is leading with that emphasis on safety. So the study has begun, and we anticipate being able to share the results of that towards the end of the summer. And we'll make sure to update you once we have those results and how we can disseminate those results. And look forward to keeping in touch on this. And once those results do inform our decision, we will be sure to be in touch with you and make sure that we are in close collaboration and coordination with the community as we move forward with the Coney Island Ferry.
Okay, I'm going to allow 2 minutes, 3 minutes for any questions from anybody from the community board. You can use the hand function. Raise the hand function. Oh, I see one. Ida?
Interesting to see that you're talking about a study on the safety on the ocean side, since your earlier documents were very, very clear about what was needed there. I believe you needed a float and a special boarding ramp. Do you have those earlier studies? Because we've never seen them. I mean, how did you come to that conclusion?
If you are referring to the 2013 study or the one that was released in 2018, those are both publicly accessible. I can get back in touch and send those links.
I have the studies.
Oh, okay.
I do have the studies, but there you had already made a determination that if you did indeed decide to pursue a ferry on the ocean side, you knew what was required. You said that you would most likely need a special boarding ramp and perhaps, I forget, a float. I'm sure you didn't just pick those two items out of the air. So obviously you did do some prior research and did make a preliminary judgment, but we've never seen any of the research that led to the basis for that judgment.
Yeah,
So will this be included in your later study? Because all we saw was the two lines there that said that what you had determined what was needed.
Yeah, so the study is being conducted by a group of engineers that we've worked with before. However, they are going into this study afresh at this point. You are correct in saying that these studies have been done, or similar studies have been done before, and I can get back to you in terms of making sure that the community has all of the all materials that we can share to explain our decisions in the past. But I do want to emphasize that we are going into the study afresh at this point as well. So
if you have any previous studies, I would certainly like to see them.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, we can share those.
Anybody else have a question? Okay, I just like to say.
Sorry, Lan, who has a hand up?
You have to unmute. There it goes.
Thank you. I'm very encouraged by Tara, the update that has been the Oceanside Ferry, the possibility over the Oceanside Ferry was in the reevaluation. But I do think on the problem, they still consider dredging the sand from the Coney Island Creek. I was very against it because the sand is natural barrier with no cost to us. And from the Jamaica Bay, for example, they was under major restoration to recover their lost sand dune and marshes due to the erosion and the overdevelopment. So why we need to repeat such destructive cycle? Nature already gave us big favor with no cost. We cannot make it beneficial. We can make it beneficial to all, but don't destroy it. And the second, my comment is consider cost to the ocean side. What about the human cost if we build a ferry on the creek? In the immediate human cost and the future for the human health, also including the nature, the wildlife habitat over there. That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so the study that is being conducted this summer will be able to help inform us what would the dredging requirements needed for this. It's not necessarily saying that we will be doing dredging or not, but it is going to say what the current conditions are and what our projections are for, any future needs. So I do want to clarify that at this stage, we're evaluating what the dredging needs would be.
Hello. Now that our chair Lucy is here, I'm going to give her the floor.
Okay, I'm assuming I'm gonna go with the impression that you've done EDC. I got DEP in my head for tomorrow. EDC. We're done with them. Everything's fine. Not fine, but any other questions? Okay, so welcome to our community board meeting. I'm sorry that I'm a few minutes late. Work related. And that's the reason that, one of those things that I kept saying, if we have to, when we're going to do remote and in-person meetings, and they keep telling us that we need a quorum, and we can tell people 26 and one person gets stuck in the train, here I am proving my facts. Okay, so thank you, EDC. And I guess Eddie will reach out to you if we need further follow-ups. And now we have a presentation from the American Institute of Architects. Angela?
Hi, guys.
Angela, you'll get 6 minutes because I squeezed you in due to the fact that if we have a quorum tonight, we won't have to have a July meeting. So 6 minutes, my dear.
Okay, I'll take 2 minutes and 4 minutes to Alicia. She's here with us. Okay, so back in the spring, group architects had a tour donated by our friend Michael Queen to run.
I don't know if it's my side, but we can't hear you clearly.
Can you hear me now?
It's breaking up.
It's breaking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. How about now? Is it better?
Yeah, it is a little better.
It is a little better. Okay, I'll try to hold it pretty close. So back in early spring, we had a tour with a group of architects on our boardwalk donated by our local historian, Michael Quinn. And a group of architects had a various idea about future of our boardwalk, because we need to decide right now what we're going to do. So one idea is a concrete and plastic, another is a sustainable wood. So the group of architects had different ideas, and to have the opportunity to express these ideas, we decided to have an architectural competition. And if you know, we have a American Institute of Architecture has a Brooklyn chapter, and the president of this chapter, Talisha Sanville, is with us today. She's going to say a few words about it, but I can say that this competition will be held by Van Allen Institute. In 2004, Van Allen Institute had a similar competition for parachute jump pavilion, which is absolutely non-binding. Parachute jump pavilion never materialized, but it led to the beautiful plaza. So what I want to say, it opens the possibility for the community to explore the idea. Can I open the presentation right now? I need to share my visual.
Someone give her sharing privileges, please.
Yes, I made her co-host. Go ahead. You can do it now, Angela.
Has the screen? No, I can't share. It said it's disabled.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Try now.
Trying. No, you're not letting me doing it. But I hope. Let me see if Talisha is here. Maybe she can say a few words about it.
Yeah, so hi everybody. I am here. Thank you, Angela. And maybe I don't know if there's a way for you to be able to put the link to the PDF in the chat, Angela,
Absolutely, I'll do it.
so that everybody can open it up and maybe even look at it after we're done speaking. First of all, thank you to Community Board 13 for allowing us to speak here this evening. We won't take up too much more of your time, but we felt like it was important for us to speak with the Community Board because you are the crux of the community and what should be the gatekeeper at the very least of what's going on in your community. And as Angela mentioned, we are starting a competition, and I don't think I introduced myself. My name is Talisha Sainville. I am the president of AIA Brooklyn. The AIA stands for the American Institute of Architects, which is the world's largest architectural organization. The AIA Brooklyn chapter currently has almost 1,000 members of architects, designers, urban planners, lots of people who are usually involved with the built environment. So we wanted to speak with you tonight just to emphasize that it is very important that community boards all over the place do work with architects and designers in planning your neighborhoods, because it's to the benefit of everybody who lives in the neighborhood to have this sort of expertise to be a part of it. And a part of this competition is going to be obviously getting community voices to put input into the reimagining of the Coney Island Boardwalk. I know that there's a very, let's say, detrimental situation going on there where boards are popping up and it could use a redesign. And we sort of felt like having this competition where we can solicit ideas about sustainability for the boardwalk and to reimagine the boardwalk using wood planks and other sustainable materials in terms of other things that are included with the boardwalk is super important. So we hope that we can come back to you, AIA Brooklyn, the Van Allen Institute, as well as the Coney Brighton Boardwalk Alliance, that we can all come back to Community Board 13 and speak with you and have a discussion and really get this competition and this reimagining and this solicitation of new ideas in order to really, really revitalize the Coney Island Boardwalk. We hope that you'll work with us on it and that we'll speak to you again as soon as sessions start after the summer in holding this competition. So again, I want to thank you for the time that you gave us this evening, and I think I'll pass it over to Rob.
Yes, sorry, I didn't represent Rob Bernstein. He is representing Brighton Coney Alliance for the Boardwalk, and he is the part of our community that's been advocate for preserving boardwalk with its original wood structure.
Thank you. I'll be brief as well. I think you've heard what I've had to say before, but our boardwalk, as we all know, is world famous, and therefore it's only fitting to have an international design competition that will provide fresh new ideas and perspectives from highly qualified professional architects and designers. I want to thank President Sainville and her team at the Brooklyn chapter of the American Institute of Architects for their partnership and their work on this and helping to bring it to fruition, and as well to thank Angela Kravchenko, community resident, architect, and AIA member, for her work. As the boardwalk approaches its centennial year, which we know is next year, 2023, it's long overdue that there are innovative ideas and designs put forth. These arise from the work, and these will arise from the work, hopefully, of these interested and accomplished professionals. And for so long, we've been hearing the same voices giving us the same messages regarding what can't be done. Now it will be exciting to see what new community-minded visions are generated as the result of new sets of eyes and minds, showing us what actually can be done. And perhaps with these fresh minds and eyes, since they come with no self-interest or other agendas, perhaps they're better positioned to articulate a vision for the boardwalk that's not only safe, we all want a safe boardwalk, that's naturally a prerequisite, but one which is also desirable. That's important too. Lastly, approximately 10 years ago, this community board voted 21-7 against the Parks Department's plan then to make our boardwalk a concrete walkway.
Okay.
They voted 21-7 against that plan to make it a concrete walkway, understanding that that's neither appropriate, safe, nor desirable. Since then, however, the community board has assented to all of the various plans that the Parks Department has put forth. While we all want the boardwalk to be made safe, it's important for this board and
Okay,
truly
Rob, what I appreciate those words. I think we're getting out of the topic.
I'm coming back to it and I'll wrap up, okay?
Okay, I just don't want someone to accuse me that you're here for that reason. We're
Okay.
talking about the competition.
We are talking about the competition. I am speaking about the competition. It's important that we all question why Parks cannot fashion a plan that repairs our boardwalk as a premier example of what a true sustainable wood boardwalk should be, since so many other coastal boardwalk agencies have managed to do so for their communities, Ocean City, Maryland, Atlantic City, Long Beach, and many others. I hope that the board will demonstrate support for this 100th anniversary design competition and provide community updates and ultimately a forum to share the winning designs. Thank you again to the board. Thanks again to the American Institute of Architects and President Sainville, and to Angela Kravchenko. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank-
Rob. Thank you, Talisha. And sorry for stumbling at the beginning. I managed to copy PDF in the chat. If you're interested, you can copy, open, and review it.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. We totally appreciate it. And as she said, you can upload the PDF if you're interested and contact them directly. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on. We have public session. I have my list here. Is anyone here from the councilman's office? Councilman Ari Kagan's office, is anyone here?
Samantha's here.
Okay, well, yeah. Is anyone here from the councilman's office that would like to speak tonight? Okay, I'll call the next person. Anyone here from the Assemblywoman's office? Assemblywoman France's office?
Yep, Anthony Batista.
Hola,
Hi,
Anthony.
everyone.
You'll get 3 minutes. Is she gonna join us? Because she usually jumps in right after you get your 3 minutes.
No, I'm not even gonna take the 3 minutes. I'm just,
Okay.
she's unfortunately she's not gonna be able to
Let me
attend. I'm here.
interrupt you for a minute, Anthony. Who can someone inbox Fania and let her know the protocol, whoever her buddy is, whoever her mentor is. She's raising her hand and this is not the time. Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna take the 3 minutes. I'm just, some of you, most of you already know who I am at this point. I'm here. Unfortunately, she couldn't attend. She wanted to attend, but just everything that's going on. But again, feel free if you have my email. If not, I'll put it in the chat box. If you have any questions and things like that, I'm just taking notes like that. I can send it to her.
Okay, any questions for the Assemblywoman's office? None being, I'll move on. Chief from the Fire Department, Adalia. I mispronounced it. Mandela, right? Mandela. Is he here?
Yes, he's here.
I'm gonna go once.
I hear him. He's unmuted, but I don't hear him say anything.
Okay. Okay. After it took me 5 minutes to get his name out, we'll go back to him as well. Once again, Ari Kagan's office. Is anyone here?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, we have an event. 2 events. I'm running around, but yes, I am here.
Hey, would you like to report for anything for the councilman?
Sure. So the councilman would like everyone to know that he voted for a new FY23 budget that includes additional sanitation services, garbage pickup 6 times a week. And he's also advocated for earned income tax credit and childcare, property tax relief. All community-based organizations in the district received the same level of funding as last year, and more to come in July and August. He also wants me to announce that we received multiple rat-resistant bins in the office. You can pick up, but you have to schedule an appointment to meet with the rep. And the council member also wants you to know that he successfully advocated and joined Senator Savino, Board of Warbat Houses, and several community leaders at an announcement by Senator Savino of $2.5 million in state funding for Warbat's capital needs. So that is all.
Okay, Samantha, I'm gonna ask the councilman or your office to maybe reach out to people, because for me, I had a personal issue. I'm not sure if many are aware that the homeowners are finally receiving some kind of relief, which is not a big relief in my opinion. It's close to $400 on a rebate for their home. But with that being said, people had to register for the STAR program. Me personally, I had an issue because the check was given to me, but it was given to me under my ex-husband's name, because in the year 2000, I did not update the records with the STAR program. So maybe you guys may want to give that information out to the constituents for them to be aware that these rebates are coming, but they're only coming by mail. And if anyone needs assistance, which I was able to assist myself, but if they need assistance because they didn't update their records since the last rebate came in 2000, they need to update their information in order for them to receive this check.
Understandable. And feel free, you can call the office, myself or Leah. We both know STAR very well. You can send us a message, or you can call me personally, Lucy, and we'll work on it tomorrow.
Right. Well, as I said, I was able to handle it, but some people don't realize that if they didn't update their information from the year 2000, they're not getting a check. So, and some people don't hear the news that the check is coming through. So, he might want to announce something about that.
I will relay the message to the council member and the chief of staff.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions for the council office? Okay. Moving on, Chief, are you with us from the fire department?
He said that he's going to try to come back on the phone. So
okay, if you see him, then
you got it.
Ida, did you get your 3 minutes before? You need 3 minutes now.
No, I did not get my 3 minutes.
Okay, I was hoping that you spoke before. Okay.
That was a question. If you noticed.
Oh, what happened? We lost them. Oh no, we lost Ida. We can't lose Ida. Okay, I think they completely off the screen. Does anyone else see them?
No.
Okay. Christopher.
I didn't lose myself in the screen. I'm still here.
Okay, 3 minutes.
I know the drills. Yes, ma'am. First of all, good evening, everyone. It's Christopher T. Grive, executive member of Transit Rights Council and actor. Please reminding again that the Omni reduced fare, we're up to step 1. As I already sent this to the community board. Thank you guys for the community board to make sure that it's going out, and any elected official representative, that information is available on the chat. Please make sure you share that. And that is duty noted on the record. Please also, make sure that this is only for step 1. We're not up to step 2 yet. Right now, we need to make sure everyone is up to dated. If you're a senior or a person with a disability, we need to make sure that you're up to dated for this year. And if you're already an Assessor Right customer, you already have an email, you can combine your email to the Omni account. That is very easy, and you can keep control of your account. Also remind everyone, beginning this summer, as you're aware, the Q train will be running in 2 sections. You will have a Q Diamond, will be running express from Stillwell Avenue to Manhattan, running one way on the N, one way on the D line. and the regular queue circle, which is the normal queue, will be running to Pausay Park with a free shuttle bus into Atlantic Avenue. This information is available on the MyMTA website. Everyone, please enjoy your happy 4th of
Tell
July.
Lucy to call on me again.
I did everything.
And happy 4th of July. As Ida is back, Lucy, we don't have to call the search team. Thank you.
Any questions for Christopher?
I do.
Joanne?
Yeah, Christopher, would you do me a favor? Could you put your contact information in the chat? Some of the new members have questions in reference to accessibility and handicap availability for trains and transport. And I think that you're the person that they should get to. So if you could put your information in the chat, that would help. Thank you.
I just did it again.
Thank you very much.
And all the links.
Okay.
Any other questions for Christopher? Okay, moving on. Ida, are you back with us? Okay. Chief, give us 1 minute. Let's get Ida in and then you.
I got you.
Thank you, sir. Ida, you're muted, my dear.
Okay, how's this? Okay. I asked about the studies that they had previously done for the Oceanside. The reason I asked that is we found out that some of the information about this project has been hidden. We discovered that there was a whistleblower. There was somebody from the Parks Department, a scientist, who had another scientist that presented information that there was going to be tremendous environmental impacts with this project. And their data was buried. Their data was hidden. Their data was ignored. So we really, we're all happy to hear they're going to be looking at the Oceanside again. But if they decide for whatever reason that that is not feasible, we still have significant issues on the creek side. And as they mentioned, all of the sand that they removed is back with interest. They knew that this was going to happen. They were told this in repeated comments and it was ignored. So again, we really need more information with this project. Thank you.
Absolutely agree. Thank you, Ida. Chief?
Yes, I
Mute yourself,
Lucy,
Ida. Chief, sorry, go ahead.
No problem. I really don't have anything to add tonight. If anybody has any questions, I'm available. Just one thing I'd like to say about, I think I said it at the last DSC meeting, the lithium ion batteries, if everybody could be very careful with those. We've been going to a lot of fires with those, whether they're in scooters or computers, anything that has the lithium ion batteries, they're spontaneously combusting in a lot of situations and causing a lot of fires. So just be careful with them. And if anybody has any questions, I'll feel free to answer.
The only Joanne has a question, but I have one beforehand. I personally think the Mermaid Parade this year was pretty light because there was actually parking on my block. So I'm going to tell you it was light. Were there any problems, any concerns that we can address for next year?
Not that I'm aware of. I spoke to there was a couple chiefs and a couple of captains that worked it from the fire department's perspective. Everything went pretty well.
Okay, cool. Hopefully they'll be the same next year. Joanne?
Yes.
All right. I have a question. I was on the boardwalk today and we're talking about the boardwalk being destructed by heavy duty trucks. Okay. And I'm sitting there and lo and behold, here comes lights and it's a fire truck, not a fire truck, but a fire engine, but a truck. I was over on Brighton 6th Street. The truck came down the park. They left their lights on. They walked, I don't know where. And the next thing you know, they're riding up and down the boardwalk. Is there a reason? Do we know that there was any problem or are they just out to get lunch? Because if we're fighting DOT parks with their trucks, which we are because they were up there today in droves, by the way, it's not good for fire department to be up there for no reason. Because I couldn't see any reason.
I understand. Do you know if it was the fire trucks and EMS vehicles are like, was it like an SUV type of truck?
It was, you know what? I do have a picture that I can send to you. It was a truck. It was, I'm not quite sure. It was a truck,
Yeah.
truck. Not a fire engine, but a truck.
But like an SUV type of thing.
Yeah, a little bit bigger. Like a square box truck, almost.
Yeah. As far as I know, I don't think I wasn't working today, but I don't know if we had any calls up there. We would only, the fire department would only go up there for calls, for emergency calls. It was, I'm guessing it was probably an ambulance. I could talk to the EMS about it, but that's
okay.
it.
Okay,
So-
thank you. Thank you. You can both connect through email. Thank you.
Okay.
Bridget. Is she here? I don't see her. Do you, Eddie?
I don't see her.
You're looking through your screen.
I'm looking through the screen.
Okay, Queenie, are you with us?
She has to unmute. Queenie, you have to hit *6. There she goes.
Hello?
Yes.
As you know, at our February meeting, Lucy, I presented a request on behalf of the Sea Beach Homeowners Association to the board, asking them to find out who was the proposed owner of the Omega Convenient Smoke Shop located at 3112 Mermaid Avenue between West 31st and 32nd Street. And we were coming to the board because we could not get the owner or find out what was going on. There was a lot of rumors running around, and the owner has been secretive, evasive, and he refused to disclose any his identity or the time of operation for the business. And the Sea Beach homeowners are very upset about the matter. And as previously stated, the owner has been building the store during off hours, causing noise and disturbance. And the shop has been open for roughly now about 4 months, and the quality of life has declined tremendously. And adding insult to injury, about 3 weeks ago, a bench was placed directly in front of the smoke shop. Well, that has really turned things around. Now you hear the cursing, you hear loud music, people hang out, the homeless is sleeping over there, and people are really afraid to be going back and forth. And currently, as I'm speaking, there is a dumpster full of garbage running over in the street. On Monday morning, this lady was yelling and screaming and cursing. I got up and looked out the window. This lady had her pants down to her knee. All of her private parts of her body was out. She tried to stop a cab. The cab wouldn't stop. And this is ongoing. I mean, we've been going through this for the longest. It's okay to say call 311 or 911 because, you know, people are not experiencing what we're experiencing. Where we're living, they're private residents. Only this store is there.
All right,
And
not to cut
something
you.
has to be done.
Eddie, have you followed up on this? Because I do recall Queenie discussing this, reporting this.
Yes, and we still had a problem with finding out the owners still. What we could do, we can speak with the buildings department tomorrow and find out, just to follow up and see where we can go from there.
Okay, I'm gonna be in the office tomorrow, Queenie. You have my number. I think I'm gonna be in the office at 9:30. I'll work with Eddie. I promise you I'm gonna work with Eddie directly on this. And if you're telling me that they're building illegally additional, we will contact Department of Buildings.
Okay.
Okay?
But I did submit the list of calls to 311 to Eddie.
Yes.
I did that back in April.
Yes.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to follow up with DOB and find out if they don't have permits.
Lucy, Eddie, can I say something?
Who is saying something?
This is Pat O'Brien.
Hi, Pat. Well, let me finish with this. As
Okay.
far as the
It's
woman,
related to this.
and then I'll let you jump in. As far as the woman crossing the street and running naked, I can't do anything about that. I know, we probably all know who the person is, and she's been out here longer than I, and that's her MO. Pat?
Well, you know what? I called 311 and they switched over to the police department and they came. She left, but she came back in the same condition. So I don't
That's-
know.
yeah,
I
that's the
just know
same
something
woman.
got to be done with that bench. That's
Okay.
for sure. Because
We'll
no
speak
one
to the
spoke to
we'll-
anybody that on this side of the street. We didn't even know anything about a bench coming here. And
Well,
even
no one
before
knew
the
about the
bench,
benches. The Alliance has gotten complaints about it, and we will add that to the list in the morning, okay?
okay, thank you.
Pat, and then I believe Yelena might have a question, but you guys need to sign up. I'm gonna just go with Pat and then Yelena, and then go on with my list.
Thanks. That bench is causing lots of people to hang out. I work in the building next to the bench, and people come on our property and do their relieving, and it's actually scared some of the visitors and staff to the building. And the bench is not like near a bus stop. There's no purpose for a bench to be in front of this soon-to-be smoke shop or a current smoke shop that's going to probably be selling marijuana soon. So it really is a problem in the neighborhood.
Well, originally that was where Mega Store was, the Mega Drugstore. And that's
That
the
was
reason.
way before the bench.
Yes, and this is when they did the design 2 or 3 years ago before the pandemic. And so that was there based on that, not because of what's going there now.
Yeah, we understand that, and we spoke to the Alliance about certain locations that people are not happy with. And we, of course, will give them this location again and let them know that it came to our attention. And, you know, with the extra activity with the smoke shop. But as I said, I'll be in the office personally tomorrow at 9:30 because I have a 10 o'clock meeting with them. And we will make sure that you and Queenie are CC'd when we contact Department of Buildings. And maybe we can speak to the Alliance, but from my understanding, the Alliance is really, it has been telling us that the locations were kind of set in stone, but that they will review if they can remove them, but it has to be a lot of 311 complaints that so they can follow up. But again, we will make sure that you two are in the thread of the emails.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yelena, yes?
Yeah, hi. I want to add something. It's not about only this location. I believe it's time to have some kind of discussion, maybe within committee or whatever separate meeting about smoke shops within community board 13 boundaries, because they have a lot of complaints from Brighton and Coney Island Avenue as well. So I would greatly appreciate if something would be scheduled with police, with consumer affairs. I would greatly appreciate it.
Something is
Thank you.
being scheduled in the pipelines. Eddie has been trying to reach the cannabis people to meet with us. But at the moment, they're telling us the only thing that they're presenting is to help people in helping people how to open up the business, not our concerns. But
my concern's not about selling cannabis and having license. We will talk about it later. I remember we had discussion, but my concern that I can report the same not really pleasant activities next to 3 other stores in Brighton. So I believe it's not only what they sell, but what kind of crowd they attract and how they disturb residents. This is why, and I spoke to 60 and Frank is aware, and he spoke to 2 business owners, but I keep getting complaints from nearby businesses and residents. So I believe we do not have time for everybody to discuss it right now, but I would greatly appreciate if this kind of meeting would be scheduled, because it's a pattern now. I mean, we all know it might be some activities, but this is what I hear every day.
Okay, well, as you know, we take our breaks in July and August, but that doesn't mean that we can't conduct meetings.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean we can't have business. That doesn't mean that the community board closes the key and runs away. We're here still for the 2 months. So with that being said, I'll work with Eddie again and try to see if we could schedule some type of meeting for the public in July. and just give the notification out. And if those that can't attend are welcome, but it wouldn't be in a required community board meeting. How's that?
Great.
Okay, thank you. Bridget? Okay. Tatiana? Tatiana? Miss Lang? Miss Hugh? Lan Hugh? You're muted, dear.
Yeah, I'm mute.
Sorry. Thanks. I already mentioned about my comment about the ferry, but since I realized I still have a chance, I would like to bring up some other issues. My neighborhood, street parking. During the street cleaning day, seems nobody care. Why? Does the regulation get relaxed? Because the street, the cleaning truck go by, I don't see any follow-up to give those car parking there any ticket. And some car even parked on the fire hydrant overnight, has no issue at all.
Have you caught, not that I'm throwing it at you, but have you called 311 with this issue?
I not calling them. Online. I bring up this.
Do you have the follow-up 311 number, ma'am?
Oh no, no.
Oh, okay. I need a 311 complaint number. That is our protocol, and we can email the representative of the agencies directly, because it has to be documented in 311 in order for us to follow up.
Okay.
So if you do not have the office number, do you need the office phone number so you can call us, or do you have that?
I got your office number, but
Okay.
I never making any complaint in such community events. So
don't worry, that's what
I'm learning.
Everyone here is our eyes and ears, and we totally appreciate it because we can't be everywhere.
Thank you.
And I thank you because I noticed you've been at a few meetings, so thank you for attending. Rob,
also-
did you get your 3 minutes, or you need another 3?
No.
I don't.
Thank you.
Lucy, you can
Thank
also
you, Ms. Hugh.
mention as of July 5th, the sanitation would be doing.
Well, you can do that in your report.
Right,
Rob,
no. Okay.
thank you for reminding me, Eddie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think I said what I had to say, and I appreciate your allowing me to do so. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to Tatiana. Are you with us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, dear. I can't see you, but I hear you. It's my screen, but go ahead, 3 minutes.
So you can hear me, right? So good evening. I just want to share the latest news about Nycha. We often talk about Nycha. So on June 16, New York governor signed the new law. It's called the Nycha Public Housing Preservation Trust Act. So it became the law. It was sponsored by our local Assembly member Steven Simbrovitz. This Trust Act creates a new public benefit corporation with the power to issue bonds and borrow money to fund the rehabilitation of up to 25,000 Nycha apartments. So this is all about raising money for capital improvement projects. How it will be done? It will be done through the transfer of leasehold interest in Nycha housing facilities and related property from Nycha into the trust. The trust involves converting public housing properties from traditional Section 9 public housing capital model into the Section 8 housing choice voucher program. So we're hoping to get more federal subsidies by doing this. The Trust Act authorizes the trust to issue up to 10 billion of bonds in order to raise money for the capital improvement projects. Nycha buildings will not be transferred to the trust unless the tenants of the buildings have voted to do so. So they have to opt in, and obviously tenants can't opt out if they choose to do so. Once transferred, the tenants will be eligible for automatic lease renewals and succession rights with a monthly rent capped up to 30% of tenants' income. So basically they will have the same rights as they have right now. It's a brand new program and obviously time will show how it's gonna work. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for the update, and we totally appreciate it. Okay, that concludes my list of sign-up people. If you did not sign up and you would like to speak, depending who it is, I will let you speak. You have to be courteous of the time, and this is why Hannah sends out those agendas saying we need the list of people. Anyone's hands up? Great, I'm glad that this is working out.
Lucy, it's
Yes, Fran.
I wanted to find out if anyone is going to Borough Hall tomorrow. It was supposed to be mentioned, I am going, but I want to know if anyone is going in my area.
What? Fran.
Yes.
That's a personal issue. But that's a personal issue that you need a ride. Okay, but I will be there and I'm taking the train. So you can take the train back with me, okay?
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay. Joanna, I'll answer that in a minute.
And I'm going virtual.
And they're going virtual. So I'll answer that. I'll report that in a minute, okay? Again, public session is done.
We have some hands up, Fania, and then JCC and Barbara Titebaugh. All right, Fania.
I'm just gonna do the three and that's it.
Okay.
Because again, public session has to be closed.
Mhm.
Barbara, go ahead.
I just want to say I'm going virtually too. That's why I raised my hand.
Okay, dear, thank you. Fania?
I would like to say a couple words about our boardwalk. I live practically on boardwalk. It's very dangerous. I know hopefully it's going to be, I'm very new now, but I hope that we're going to renovate it. The lady who came and she offered from architect, from the organization of architects or association, she wanted to reimagine the boardwalk. It looks like it's it's a memory. You can't reimagine.
Okay,
And
Fania, I'm gonna
another thing-
cut you off. I'm gonna cut you off because I have two other people raising their hands. I need to close my public session. May I ask you, who was your mentor? Who was your mentor that I connected you with?
Joanne Weiss.
Okay, Joanne, will you kindly reach out to her and let her know?
I already spent the afternoon with her and I'm getting her some paperwork, background information. So
Thank you, dear. Thank you both. Thank you very much. Okay, I don't know who iPhone is, so if you don't identify yourself, we're up to iPhone 14, I believe.
Okay.
iPhone? And who is here from Shorefront?
Hi, this is Larissa Boaz. I'm actually want to make an announcement for the JCC of Greater Coney Island. They are working on a COVID disparities grant project, which is going to launch in the old Operation Hood space on 1618 Mermaid Avenue. The first phase of the project was a community needs assessment, and community health workers have blanketed the community with a survey asking the community for input on how they weathered the pandemic. And as a result of the information that was gathered, there are going to be community services that are going to be provided out of that community resource center. We're hoping to partner with other local organizations and cross-refer. We hope to have some sort of launch event in mid to late July, as soon as the space is renovated and ready for service. And I just wanted to share that news with everyone here.
I totally appreciate it. And please make sure in the future you speak to Hannah and sign up. Joanne, is that your hand being raised?
Yes, it is. I'm going to make this short and it happened today. I was up on the boardwalk. In addition to the fire truck that was there, I walked on the boardwalk in front of the Shorefront Y, and they're coming towards me was a bunch of white vans under the Parks Department. Now, we are going over this 100 times. It seems that you give the Parks Department an inch, they want an arm, a foot, a leg, two, I don't know. But can you hear me? Because the screen went blank.
Yes, we can hear
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, well, I
That was
think
my screen.
I'm sorry. I think we have to have a meeting because at this rate, if those trucks are on there all summer, by the end of the summer, we're gonna have a goddamn disaster. And I don't know if it means going above the local Parks Department officials and going to the commissioner, because we're like talking to a brick wall. And I have to tell you, I haven't been up on the boardwalk in a long time, especially down in Brighton.
All right,
It is
so you're
treacherous.
requesting for a public safety committee, or you're just requesting a committee within?
Parks, no, I want parks.
Okay.
No, it's not parks.
You know
Something
what?
has-
I'll invite, how's this? I'm gonna invite you to the district cabinet meeting next month for July.
Fine.
Okay?
That's good. Thank you.
Add her just to the July meeting.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna move on. Public sessions closed. Sign up. Hannah sends out those emails enough times that I have to say to her, stop. So please sign up. Let's move on. Adoption of the minutes. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I would like Hannah, because I'm very bad in pronouncing people's names. Hannah, will you please introduce the 10 new members, and they can please raise their hands and place their cameras on for a few seconds so we can see you, because we don't know when we're going back in person. Hannah,
Okay,
go
yes.
ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Assad Dandia.
Yes.
Okay. Dorian Isaac.
Hello.
Hello. Cynthia Lavelle.
Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Robin Wright Pereson.
Good evening, everyone.
Boris Pinkus. Boris, are you still with us?
He can unmute.
Ah.
You have to hit *6.
I'm sorry, are we voting for adoption?
No. We're just
Not
introducing
yet.
new
We're just doing an
members.
introduction of the new members. They're just saying hello on the screen.
Okay, okay.
Okay, we'll come back to Boris. Okay, here goes. Nodra Pirmukhamedova.
Good evening, present.
Fanya Vasilevsky. Gregory Vengur.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. And Svetlana Zelenskaya, but she's not here yet. I believe she's coming in late. Madam Chair, I have 9. I believe we have 9 new members. Is
We
that
have
correct?
10. But if there's a new board member that she did not call your name, please raise your hand and she will. Or you can introduce yourself.
Hey, it's Alan Newman.
Alan Newman. Alan, I apologize. I feel like you've been with us for so many years. I feel like you're an old board member. Forgive me. Alan Newman, hello.
Oh my God,
Thank you.
that is funny.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, welcome each and every one of you. As I said, if you're not required to place your cameras on, but we would have totally appreciated it so we can recognize you as time goes on. And when we see you in the street, we can say you're a board member, except for Alan, we know now, we know you. Adoption of the May minutes. With that being said, adoption of the minutes also includes your attendance at the beginning of the meeting. You have a few ways you have to answer by saying yes. Am I correct, Marianne? Yes, oppose, abstain, or recusals of the minutes.
I have a question about the minutes.
Okay. Well, let me finish what I'm saying with that. Okay. And there's more for the new members because the new members weren't here in May. And if they don't feel that they want to vote for the minutes, they don't have to. But if they do feel they want to vote for the minutes, because you're just voting on the contents of what's in the minutes, not that you were here. Okay.
Okay,
So-
Lucy, let me clarify that a little bit.
A
The
little bit
reason
more.
you
Go
can't
ahead.
start
Lucy, you can't start a meeting without adopting the minutes.
What do you mean?
And
I
that's
can't
from
start?
Robert's Rules of Order.
Are you saying that I need to change the agendas? Wait.
No.
Okay, I did say I would be doing adoption of the minutes. I did
Right.
say that. I
Okay.
did say that, and then I was trying to
Right,
explain.
but sometimes, Lucy, sometimes people don't understand. It's more of a procedural thing than they're actually adopting the said minutes. All right, they
Go ahead,
can't
Mary
vote
Ann.
on something they weren't at.
They are voting on the contents of the minutes.
The concept,
Okay,
all right?
that's what okay.
All right.
So what is it that you want to add on?
I don't want to add anything on. I have a question about the minutes that are written
Okay.
on page 4. Under good and welfare, Joseph Packer. All right, there'll be a funeral on Wednesday for the mother of Pastor. Reminder, South Brooklyn, Staten Island Community Services has, we're missing something there. Barb?
I don't know without looking, and I don't have a copy in front of me, but obviously it either deleted or something, because there was the name of, it was,
Pastor, right?
and I can't remember who it was, and I
Right.
don't know where that South Brooklyn came in. I'd have to look at it, Marion. When I go into the office tomorrow, I will.
Madam Chair, if I may, Marion, I'm the one who sent them out. I will check. Maybe I clicked on something when I attached the minutes. I will resend the minutes tomorrow, if that's okay, to all the board members with the corrected.
All right, it looks like somebody forgot a sentence or something.
It might have been an accident keystroke, something, that's all, but I will send
Yeah.
you okay, thank you.
So is the location not on there? What is it that you think?
The problem is the first line says there will be a funeral on Wednesday for the mother of pastor. That is the first line, followed by reminder, South Brooklyn / Staten Island Community Services has a food distribution on June 2nd and 16th in the parking lot on West 17th between Neptune and Mermaid.
Oh, okay, there is something missing, but Joe Packard did say both of those things. I'd have to look and see why the name of the pastor's mother is not there.
So we're missing the name of the pastor.
At least.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was Pastor Mobley.
Yeah, I think it was Pastor Mobley too.
Yeah. Or Mother Mobley.
All right, I guess we can make a motion to accept the minutes as will be corrected tomorrow.
We can make a motion as to be accepted as amended, yes, but before we go on with that, I believe Gloria has either a question or something about the minutes. Gloria.
Yes, I believe they saw the missing name. It was Pastor Mobley mother. Pastor Constant Mobley mother.
Okay, may I get a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
I move.
I have Jack and Zarena. Again, new board members, again, your vote, you didn't have to be present, but you would be voting on what was given to you in the minutes, what you've read, and if you agree on it, yes. If no, you go with oppose, abstain, or recuse yourselves. Go ahead.
Just Madam Chair, Jack Subin made a motion. and
Zanera.
Zanera seconded. Okay, thank you. Okay, Lucy Mujica Diaz.
Yes. Oh, and the only one that's allowed to say you who is Pat O'Brien. Everyone else has to say yes, no, whatever.
Zanera Ahmed.
Yes.
Dion Brown. Patricia Brown. Mario Caggiano. Marion Cleaver.
Yes.
Joe Carase. Assad Dandia.
Yes.
Lolita Divilova.
Yes.
Susan Flaschenberg.
Yes.
Olga Fort.
Yes.
Selena Grant. Ronald Greenberg,
Yes.
Arum Hanif,
Yes.
thank you. Amaryllis Herrera,
Yes.
thank you. Queenie Hewling,
Yes.
Doyen Isaac,
Yes.
Bernard Kaufman, Cynthia Lavelle,
Abstain.
thank you. Yelena Mackin,
Yes.
Alan Newman,
Yes.
Pat O'Brien,
Certainly. I mean, yes.
What you did, Lucy?
Robin Wright Peresson,
I'm sorry, abstain.
okay, abstain, thank you. Boris Pincus, we lost Boris, okay. Nodra Pirmuk Hamedova,
Yes.
Milagros Quiles,
Yes.
Michael Quinn, Sam Shimon Rakovsky,
Yes.
Michael Russo, Jeff Sanoff,
Yes.
Priscilla Santos,
Yes.
Fran Schwartz, Tatiana Siegel,
Yes.
Pervez Siddiqui, Pervez,
He's here, but I don't see him.
I just saw him. Mhm.
Yeah. Good.
I'll come back to Pervez. Michael Silverman,
Yes.
Pat Singer,
Yes.
Evelyn Strasser, Jack Subin,
Yes.
Barbara Teitelbaum,
Yes.
Fania Vasilievsky, Fania, what is your answer? Abstain. Okay, she said abstain. Abstain. Gregory Vangert,
Yes.
thank you. Edita Volovodovskaya,
Yes.
Dennis Verderis, Gloria Watkins,
Yes.
thank you. Joanne Weiss,
Yes.
Annette Wesley,
Yes.
David Wynn, Kumali Zairi, Svetlana Zelenskaya. Okay, thank you,
Perez
Madam
is,
Chair. Excuse me?
Perez is back.
Oh,
Perez, if you can unmute yourself, put your camera on and wave your hands or something. You had your
Perez,
camera on before.
he's driving.
oh.
I
Kuma-
can't,
see
I can't do it.
Okay. Perez,
Kumali
Perez?
Zairi,
Perez, yes.
she's unmuted, but I cannot hear. Can you, oh, we just lost feed again. Kumali, is that you?
No, that's Queenie. Perez,
Oh, shoot.
okay, Kamali.
Grandma. Natanya, I'm on the phone.
Kamali, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hi.
Yes,
I just need,
yes.
we're voting on the minutes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Kamali. Okay, Boris, are you back? Boris Pincus?
Or you have to *6.
We can't unmute him, right, Eddie?
No, he has to do it on his side.
Okay.
And also
And
Perez.
Pervez, there you are. Pervez Siddiqui, what is your vote, sir?
Perez,
Pervez, can you hear us? I see him, but he doesn't. Okay.
Put us on mute.
Okay. All right, that's it. I'll count it up, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, so we missing anyone? Besides Perez, and I don't know who else you kept asking.
Pervez Siddiqui and Boris Pincus.
I don't see him.
Going once? Twice? Okay, 3 times. We need to either see you on camera. I cannot go with your name or recognize your voice. So, and you cannot text anyone. You cannot put it in the chat, just so you guys know what's going on. Okay.
Boris, can you, not Boris, Perez, can you hear us? He's walking. Perez. No. Okay, go ahead, Hannah.
Should we move on?
Yeah, I'm just gonna count up. Just give me a minute. Thank you.
All right, so she checks out and make sure we have a quorum. We're gonna move on. Reports, me. As I said, we have 10 new members. I thank each and every one of you that are here to attend. As I've already said previously, if you cannot get on, we cannot see you. I cannot go with just your name on the screen because anyone can log in with your name and just type in your name. You have to either be seen or recognized with your voice. So the best thing for you to do is place your camera on, even if you're just going to place it on for the moment of voting, so we know that it's you until we recognize your voices. Okay. I want to thank all the mentors. I hope you connected with the members and gave them the best guidance as possible. And if not, you could always reach out to Michael Silverman, and he will guide you on any protocols with the community board. The reason I say this, and I really appreciate the 10 members that volunteered, is because 10 is a lot for the staff to take on, as well as myself. And I really, truly appreciate that you guys, during your private time, that you're taking care of this for us. And again, I appreciate it. Thank you. Tomorrow we have a meeting with Coney Island Art Walls. People know we've had issues with them. I'm not going to go on as to what the meeting is going to be about, but if you have any concerns or anything that you want us to bring up, please email Eddie. The meeting will be early in the morning so we can add it to the agenda. Thank you.
Madam Chair, may I see the count? Oh, sorry. 32 yes, 3 abstentions, and 2 no votes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. I send out the new board members list. If you have any questions on your committees, please reach out to me directly. They weren't. Pervez, did you vote? Hello.
My audio was not working.
Okay, so you're voting for the minutes?
Yes.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, that means it's 33 yes and 1 no vote. Thank you.
Board members list, I sent out the list. Some people responded, some didn't respond. So if you didn't respond, I would go with the assumption that you didn't want to change your committees. New members only got assigned to 1 committee. They did not get assigned to the committees that they selected. Some of them did, some of them didn't. I placed them on the needs of the community. Within 6 months, if you're not happy, please reach out to us and we will try to make adjustments. But there's never a guaranteed. You can attend each and every meeting that is here that we present, each and every meeting on our calendar. You cannot vote at the committee meetings, but you can give us your input. If there is a voting matter, it will be addressed at the full board meeting. It will be recorded then. I say that, and the reason I say that strongly is because 1 new member was not happy with his assignment. Please be aware, you will have your say at any committee meetings. You would just not have a vote, but you will be able to vote on that item at the full board. So you're not really lost in lingo, and you can attend any and every meeting. Tomorrow is the swearing in for new members as well as renewals. The Borough President's Office send out emails. If you did not receive that email, please let Eddie know and he will contact the BP's office and let them know that you did not receive it. The swearing in is in person as well as virtual. In addition, they're having another one in July. So Again, if you did not receive that, please contact Eddie and he will contact the VP's office and let them know that some reason you didn't receive it. I've already said that the members should add their names to the screen. So that is the end of my report. Any questions? Great, I'm glad everyone liked their assignments. And because we have enough members here, we will not be having any July and August meetings. That is our break unless an emergency situation occurs. And if not, we will see you in September. And by that time, the governor will let us know if we have to do in-person, virtual, or remote, or whatever, which way they want to call it. We'll decide then. But the office is open for business, 9 to 5. You cannot show up and say hello, but you can email them or call them and set up an appointment, and they will be more than happy to assist you. Okay, I'm done. Moving on, district manager's report.
Real quick. As you know, we had the Mermaid Parade this past weekend. It was very well attended. Not as a big crowd as Lucy mentioned, but it was a manageable crowd, and it was good to see Coney Island up and around. We also had a Bobby Yard ribbon cutting this past month. The little triangle in Brighton Beach over by Corbin Place had a ribbon cutting, and it was very nice. They finally completed this after 3.5 years, and it looks very good. I tested it out over the weekend, and it was very well used. We also have a new staff person that's going to start on Monday. Lucia, I can't pronounce your last name, but we'll get to it. But she's going to be the person who fills in Shirley's position that she left during the pandemic. So
Nino's position.
Nino's position, thank you. That she left on this past year. And also, as we mentioned before about alternate street parking, as of July 5th, it will go back to twice a week. Instead of at the end of the week where they have enforcement coming by, they will now enforce twice a week. So people who've been waiting along and thinking that they weren't going to get tickets on that Monday, Tuesday, guess what? They're coming by on that Monday, Tuesday now. So
basically just follow all the signages.
Follow the signs again. So there's no excuse. And if there is cars that are on your block, call 311 and call us, because we are working very closely with the sanitation department to getting enforcement down here on particular blocks that haven't moved in like 2 or 3 months. Okay. So and you shouldn't have waited 2 or 3 months to get it to us. All right. But call us, let us know what the complaint number is from 311. We also have, as Lucy mentioned, we're going to probably meet up again in September for committee meetings. That we will meet in person because the group amount of people in a committee member is very little, so we can socially distance ourselves in the office. But we also try to make it accommodating for people who would like to see it via Zoom. But starting September, we will meet in the office for committees.
Well, unless she extends it again, but as of now, it's extended into
July 14th.
July 14th?
Yes, but I don't think she's going to see any changes if everything is decreasing at this point. But things can change. So, but as we mentioned, district needs are going to be coming up again. As everyone knows, every committee pretty much has a list of wish lists of things that we put together for the city of New York. We go over what was put in the past, why it wasn't accepted, and if it wasn't accepted, should it be still on that list. We usually have like about 30 in one list and 50 in the other. One is capital and one is expense. So that we'll be doing in September. So be prepared for a lot of meetings, because each committee will pretty much have a meeting into itself to request the needs. All right, upcoming things. This coming Friday, you know, there's fireworks. Fireworks is starting this Friday night. We will have it starting at 9:30 at the Boardwalk, usually at Dino's Wonder Wheel in front of there. We will have 4th of July fireworks soon. So be happy, be prepared that there will be a crowd here on that Monday night. There is a Flicks on the Beach, which is a movie on Monday night. This coming Monday is El Chanto. That's going to be the first showing. And also on the 4th of July, you know that there's also going to be a hot dog eating contest. So be prepared. It's coming back to Surf Avenue and Stillwell. So everything's trying to get back to normal, and that's my report. Enjoy the summer, guys.
Oh, wow. I'm going away the 4th and I totally forgot. Oh boy, I gotta leave extra early. Did you do communication and correspondence for Sam, or is he has anything to do?
Nope, there's nothing.
Say.
This way.
Sam?
There is nothing.
Nothing? Okay, so Eddie took your shine. Okay, let's move on. Joint Transportation and Public Safety and Education Committee. Who's going to present?
Lolita.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just would like to report on Joint Transportation, Public Safety and Education Committees that took place on Wednesday, June 1st via Zoom. Quorum was present. Presentation was made by DOT Community Outreach for Safety and Mobility. They started campaign last summer and surveyed tourists regarding transportation options available to come to Coney Island beside the cars. This season, they will survey local residents regarding problems with public transportation to develop a safety program. Multilingual teams will work Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 p.m. and 11 to 5 on weekends. Suggestions from committee members were made to include Brighton Beach area into the survey. The office was supposed to send a list of possible locations for the survey to the team. The second issue was a street closure on Brighton 7th between Ocean View and Neptune for 2 years, starting from 11:45 to 3:30 p.m. starting in September 2022. To ensure safe dismissal of students during construction of an additional building to PS 253. That will take place in a playground that is now used to egress students, the new building. Questions was raised by the committee members. How elderly residents will enter closed streets and use car services to get to their respective appointments. How emergency vehicles will go down the street. Was there any survey done of the residents living on that block? Mosque on the corner of Brighton 7th and Neptune has service every Friday, and their afternoon services will be affected by these closures. Senior programs, APNA, operated Monday through Friday, and their clients leave between 2 to 3 p.m. and use APNA vans because they use different mobility devices such as walkers, wheelchairs, etc. Brighton 7 is a non-standing zone, and Neptune Avenue have no parking. Committee suggested coordination between 60th Precinct, Auxiliary, and DOT. Discussion was made to vote to request for the requested letter of support should be postponed until most questions will be addressed. However, motion was made by Michael Russo to support proposed street closure for 2 years, starting September 22, between 1:45 to 3:30 p.m. Between Ocean View and Neptune Avenue. And 1 was in favor, 11 opposed, 4 was abstained, motion was denied. There was also update was made on summer details, and to date, John Weiss reported the number of summer details will be 80. That is the end of the report.
Okay, because motion did not carry at the meeting, there's nothing to vote on, but if you have any questions for Lolita, please ask her. Barbara, did I say something wrong, Santonas? You're looking at me as I, okay. Any questions for the chair of the committee? Okay, great, let's move on. Nominations, Susan. Is Susan with us?
Yep.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. Okay. Good evening. The nominating committee presented its slate of nominations to the board at the May meeting. The slate included all of the incumbent members of the board, There were no challengers. The slate included Lucy Mujica Diaz as chairperson, Jeff Sanoff, first vice chair, Zunaira Ahmed, second vice chair, Sam Rinkowski, secretary, and Dion Brown, treasurer. They are all currently serving in their positions. And since there were no nominations from the floor at the May board meeting, the nominations were closed, and therefore the election includes only one candidate per position. Because there is only a single candidate for each office, the board chair can direct the board secretary to cast one vote in favor of all of the candidates. That is in our bylaws. I would like to direct this to the chairperson. Do you wish to direct the secretary to cast a vote?
Susan, give me 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to get some clarification before I spoke. So I'm requesting for the secretary of the board to do one roll call for the entire cast. Any questions? Okay, so Hannah, you'll be doing a roll call for the entire slate. And members, Marianne, no, what is it today? What is it? What did I do wrong now?
Unmute.
No, all you have to do is get the secretary, who is the paid secretary of the board, to cast one vote for the entire slate. You don't have to do a roll call.
Michael?
That's correct.
Right. Okay, let's do it that way then. Cast one vote for the entire slate.
Okay, I cast one vote for the entire slate as it was read by the chair of the committee, Susan Flashenberg.
I'm sorry, Barbara, but you're not the secretary of the board. The secretary.
They just said the paid secretary.
No, it is the it's not the paid secretary. She doesn't have a vote.
Yeah, you're right. You're
It
right.
is the secretary of the board. In this case, it's Sam.
Okay, Sam.
But then Sam is
Yes.
casting a vote for somebody that's also, he's part of the package. In the past, it's always been, and correct me if I'm wrong, Barbara has always casted a vote because the secretary generally is voting for himself as well.
Okay, but when you think about it, she doesn't have a vote at any other time of the year or any of the other sessions. So
Right, it's a
therefore, she
formality.
can't hear as well. Okay, and it has to be Sam who is the secretary, current secretary.
Well, if it's me, I cast the one vote.
Request.
Welcome back, Sam.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you. I think we're moving on, right? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We really want to go with procedures. You know, Barbara's the secretary of the office, and if people want to hold positions, they should be doing their responsibilities. But I'm not going to say much on that. Okay? Because when I came here, things were a little bit, we're going through the whole
Madam Chair, I think that in that case, the next time we have a bylaws revision committee, Mr. Silverman can bring that up at the committee meeting.
I brought it up and I was shushed. Moving on. Thank you. Thank you all for trusting me for the next 2 years. Thank you for no one challenging me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm here for 2 years. And that's it. I am old business. Moving on with the agenda. Really? No old business? Okay, that's great.
Sorry, Lucy. I'm sorry. I couldn't raise my hand. I'm on my phone. This is Selena.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to, as usual, talk about, I know that there's going to be studies in terms of the different locations in Coney Island about the traffic. I'm still thinking that we still need a stop sign at the West 37th and Surf Avenue location.
I believe that is one of the meetings that we're going to meet with your with our councilman. When is it, Eddie?
On the end of the month, he hasn't.
The end of the month, and he
mentioned that it was end of the
he
month.
mentioned that the DOT commissioner will be there to
do a walk through the community.
do walk through with the community as to what other needs.
That'll be open to the public, that meeting?
No.
No, but that
No.
was one of the issues he was bringing up.
That is one of the locations that they will be looking into.
Okay.
But
Thank
no, it's
you.
not open to the public, sorry.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Any old business? Okay. I'm gonna switch the agenda as I try to do at every meeting when we have a last roll call for something, so it could be an exit roll call. Good and welfare.
Lucy.
Yes, Joanne.
Okay, as everybody knows, and if you don't know, we lost Chief Scholes this week. And the council will be doing a donation to whatever it is that his family asked for, one of the police organizations. If anybody is interested in being part of that donation or sending a card to his family.
You can't ask for money. You can't ask anyone.
Okay, so I didn't, if anyone wants to send a card to the family, just get it to me and I will get it to them. But thank you.
And if anyone has any additional questions regarding that, please reach out to Joanne directly. Yes. We will give you the information. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we know.
That's okay.
Okay, anything else? Good and welfare. Okay, so we have one more item, and that's a voting item, and that is coming out of the licensing committee. Yelena. Yelena?
Oh, you have to
You're
unmute.
muted.
Mute.
Yes, now you are.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Good evening. Community Board 13 received an application from Georgian House located on 129 Brighton Beach Avenue. It's a application for alteration, putting one more point of sale. Establishment has a valid full liquor license. Expiration dates April 30th, 2023. According to what we received from we did not receive any complaints from 660. So we are asking community board to vote on application. If you have any questions, you're very welcome to ask. Do we have anybody from representing Georgian House?
I know they were invited because I saw the emails.
I spoke to attorney today. I was told he's coming because if people have questions, I cannot answer them.
Michael James, the attorney, is here. I just don't know why he's not unmuting himself.
Okay, when he we'll get back to him. Hopefully he'll unmute himself. Selena, go ahead. You have a question?
Yes, I just wanted some clarification as to exactly what they're asking for in terms of the license.
They are asking for an additional point of sale, meaning attorney can respond to your question. Additional point of sale, from my experience, can be extra bar or extra, I don't know what extra, and those kind of changes require alteration application. So we can ask an attorney if he can explain what is the meaning of additional point of sale.
Okay, thank you.
Anytime, Selena.
Is the attorney still with us? Is he trying to unmute himself? Gonna come back in?
Michael James, unmute yourself.
Give me a second, Gloria. All right, Gloria, go ahead until he can, when he unmutes himself, he can chime in.
Yes, New York City Department of Youth and Community Development, Community Needs Assessment Tools. They're going to be doing another survey in the next couple of weeks or so. And you could go online to put your info. You could contact DYCD Strategy Communication Team, New York City Department of Youth and Community Development, and it's DYCD Communication at dycdnyc.gov.
I thank you for the information. Next time, please bring it up on Good and Welfare. We're now on a voting matter when I call Good and Welfare.
Okay, I just wanted to put it in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Again, we're looking for the attorney for this matter. If not, I'm going to close it and then send a letter to the SLA to hold it over to September.
Hi, good evening. Michael James. Is this for GHGK or Georgian House? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being patient, Michael James. So to introduce myself, Michael James, I represent the operator at this location. So we submitted an alteration application. However, this is actually a very small minor change. It's just required as a part of the application for an additional bar. There is a customer bar to-go portion of the business, and they will be selling beer and wine to go, which they can do. We've always been able to do with a full liquor license, but now with the change in the law, change in obviously the economics, they'll be adding that to-go portion to the operation as well.
Selena, you had a question for the attorney?
No, I do have question. I mean,
Oh, well, let me ask Selena. Wait, Yelena, 1 second. Selena, because I know you have several questions. Selena, you had a question for the attorney? Selena.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Do you
I'm
still
on
have
my
a question
phone,
for
so.
Mr. James?
Well, I believe this explanation, and I'm going to see if this is right. When I asked about what exactly were the alterations, you're saying in addition to your takeout for your beverages, you're going to add another one that will allow them to take out with the food. Is that the gist of what you're saying?
Yeah. So let me clarify. So New York State, during the pandemic, there was a temporary allowance for restaurants to sell liquor to go with food. That is now permanent. Now, in this particular business, there's a to-go bar or to-go portion of the business, and then there's a sit-down restaurant portion. We're just adding that to-go portion as a point of sale. In order to do that, we have to file the application to have it as an additional bar, even though it's not technically a bar. It's just a point of sale. In order to file that additional bar application, we have to file it as an alteration application as well. So it seems as though we're doing a lot of work and moving, but we're not doing any real work, to be honest. It's just another additional point of sale.
Okay, if I can clarify, okay, Selena, okay.
Yes.
There are two doors. One door is for restaurant 129 Brighton Beach Avenue, okay? There is one more door for takeout food. It's Berconi Georgian Bakery, okay? It has different address, but it still has same block and lot. It used to be one building after it was divided. So what they are planning to do, they are planning to start selling wine and beer, okay? Even though they have full liquor license, wine and beer in this takeout section. This is actually what is being planned to do. Am I right, Mr. Attorney, Mr. James?
Correct. It'll be to go. Correct.
Okay. So it would be to go because there is no seating area there. There is one table and people just wait for their, I don't remember seeing somebody eating inside. just people waiting for their orders. So because of the new law that allows now to sell liquor to go in restaurants and establishments having on-premises license, okay, that's what they want to do. They want to sell liquor. They claim it's not going to be hard liquor. It's going to be only beer and wine, but it's a separate entrance and separate address.
So I can address the separate address. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Department of Buildings or if anyone else is on the board.
I'm sorry, everyone is familiar. I said it's a block and lot. Block and lot is the same. It was divided, okay?
If I could just finish, thank you. The address, she is correct. It does have two addresses. The DOB does reflect that the address is 125 as well as 129 on Brighton Beach. That is not uncommon. I did speak with Elena earlier today, and we discussed that as well. We discussed this years ago, actually, when we first got licensed. That is just the history of the property. It was licensed before us, it was licensed as 125. And I discussed it with the SLA, and they had us, after discussing it with the board, the committee, we had changed the address to 129. So at this point, we're willing to work with whatever address, your board, the SLA, and the Department of Buildings wants us to work with. We just want to operate the business, but this address situation has become a discussion that to no end. So I'm not going to represent what the address should be or what it is. I can only follow what the Department of Buildings says it is, and as of right now, it has an alternative address of 125 Brighton Beach as well. So both of them can be used, and the Department of Buildings has recognized it as such. That's just where it ends for me.
So I have a question, Elena, maybe you can, so you're saying there's two entrances, 129 and 125, and 129, they already have a full OP license?
Yes.
And 125, they want to only do wine and beer?
Only wine and beer to go.
Let me clarify that as well. So the interior of the premises is fully connected, and that is on file with the SLA as well. It's always been on file. The kitchen is connecting both premises. So if you walk into the premise, if you're allowed to go in the back, you'll see that it's a contiguous space. There's no separation of the space whatsoever. Of course, you have two addresses. Again, that's not our doing. That's just the way the building has been operated. You did hear Selena say that it has the same block and lot, it's the same building. It's all connected. That portion of the business is licensed for full liquor license as well. That's why we're only adding an additional bar and we're not applying for a new license. If it was not licensed, we would not be able to add just an additional bar. We'd have to apply for a whole new license. But this is a licensed premise. The whole premise is licensed. And the SLA
I'm just curious as to why you're only asking for wine.
No, they're not asking for. No. They're not asking for wine and beer. They are asking for alteration under their current license, which is full liquor license or whatever. But they're telling us that they're not planning to sell hard liquor. They're planning to sell only wine and beer. They're actually not asking for it. They're using the same application, so they have all rights to sell whatever they want under their application. But they're just saying they're not planning to. That's what business wants to do. They don't want to sell vodka or gin or whatever. They just want to sell in this extra new point of sale. They are planning to sell beer and wine.
Correct.
Well, my advice is that you should never announce that that's all you're selling, because I'll tell you why. The minute you choose to change it for one drink, and that person that's standing there doesn't know that, it's going to give us problems. So I think the best thing for you to say is that you're just selling out of that location and not just be specific, especially if you have an entire OP license. I'm just saying that if I walk into your establishment and someone said to me, oh, they're only doing takeout for wine and beer, and then all of a sudden you give me a gin and whatever, And, you know, someone could start calling the SLA on you and saying, not even knowing that you obviously have an entire OP. Someone can just start issues for you. So, you know, sometimes we just can't be specific or promise that that's all we're selling out of that section. That's just my opinion to you, to avoid issues. But the license itself, the application, it's going to be under the 129 address. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I have a question.
I think I'm done with my questions. And who has a question?
I do.
Oh, Joanne?
Yeah, I have correct me if I'm wrong, but am I to assume that this has been an ongoing thing since COVID, and it's only a matter of now of just putting it on paper because it's in fact legal, and it's been ongoing and we've had no problem?
No. They never sold it. They never ever sold any liquor. Never ever. I can attest to it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. That answers my question.
And I have just a quick question.
No, everyone has their hands up. Give me a minute.
Well, my hand is up.
And you'll be called.
Okay.
Michael Russo.
I believe I'm the only one with a liquor license on the board. From what I understand about the liquor authority, if the license is going to be, has to be the same address as whatever it says on the SLA. Okay, and if they're going to just sell in the same location but out of a different register, then it's just, I believe it's just an alteration. Because if it's one drawer, like I have two drawers, one for the restaurant, one for the bar, but it's all considered under one license. So I don't see any problem, you know, but whatever the license says, whatever the license or address that's on the license, that's what the application has to be for the alteration. That's what I believe.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Selena.
Okay, just to better understand, right now, if I was to go to your establishment and I ordered a takeout and I wanted a drink, you would have to give me the takeout, but while in the process of that, go to your main bar to get the drink and then package it up so that I can walk away with it after I paid for it. But now you're saying you want your takeout location and you want to attach a bar location to it so that you have two separate, one for takeout that will accommodate the packaging and one that's going to be for the sit down location or in-house. Am I understanding that correctly?
Almost correctly, but now you cannot order any drink in takeout location. So they're not gonna go, they don't go to different location to bring you a drink.
So now we're trying to get it so it's in one location with the new application for to go.
Correct.
Beverages with food.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Pat.
Just a quick one. I understand beer.
Tatiana, I see you with both hands.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Beer comes in a bottle. I can see somebody walking out with a bottle, but how are you going to sell the wine in a bottle too?
So the law allows you to sell it in cups, so as long as they're sealed. And this has always been the case with full liquor license. They can do
I think it's fine. Just want to make sure, clarify that. If they're walking around with glass bottles or, you know, whatever.
No glass bottles.
Tatiana.
Yes, I just want to clarify. So we are talking about the block where the Duane Reade store is. So we are talking about the Georgian store located on Brighton Beach Avenue, right next to the liquor store. It's actually between the liquor store and the drug store, the Duane Reade store. Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I think it's the store itself is a family-oriented store, and it's right next to the subway entrance. Because there is a liquor store right next to that store, we already have a lot of people who are intact.
But you're not voting for a new license. You're voting for an alteration of the existing license. If you have issues with the license itself, then you need to bring it to us.
Lucy, it may be one block and lot, but the restaurant is located on Brighton First, which is around the corner. And right now they want to obtain license for the store, which is right next to the Duane Reade store, which is on Brighton Beach Avenue. So it may be one block and lot, but like there are two separate locations, and I'm just concerned about quality of life issues. I don't want a lot of people, who are intoxicated under the influence of alcohol hanging right near the entrance to the subway and Duane Reade. We already have this issue, and the police come quite often to that corner. It's the corner of Ocean Parkway and Brighton
But
Beach.
they will not be consuming liquor. It is to go.
Okay, I just have a few
No,
reservations.
I respect
about
what you're
this.
saying, but if you have an issue with the existing license, you need to contact us and we can talk to the establishment. But what you're voting on is it's to add a to-go per license, which people will not be standing there drinking and they will not fall down the steps.
Well, unfortunately, there is a liquor store right next to it. And
again, I'm not going to argue with you. It is we're voting on the license to go, not the existing license. I get your point, but this is not the discussion on the table.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yelena?
Yes. Any other questions?
Can we call the motion?
Sure. Anybody?
Anyone would like to make a motion?
I'll make it.
To what?
For what, Yolanda, for whatever it is they're asking. I don't, I'm not.
Excuse
sure
me, Joe, if it came from committee,
Committee make the motion?
It did not come for committee. It's new business, guys.
Oh.
Okay, let me clarify. It did not come to committee. Actually, I got phone call from one board member asking why it's being brought as new business. Because it was very short period of time between we received application and this board meeting. Taking into consideration that for Brighton Beach, for Coney Island, summer is a time when actually business is conducted. And since we are talking only about alteration for an existing license, it was decided to bring it as a new business.
How about the person who brings it as new business makes the motion?
What?
What?
If someone's bringing it as new business, why is that
Committee
person
chair is
not
bringing
making
it
the
as new
motion?
business.
The committee chair did.
Anyone can make the motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, so motion, what are you motioning, for them to approve it?
I'm
Yes.
making the motion that we approve the alteration, and I'm using the word alteration in quotes, to move, to establish another point for takeout drinks,
Thank you.
alcoholic
And
drinks.
Joanne
I'll
is second.
second it. Okay.
No. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
this will be to vote, to say goodnight, to say have a good summer, to say have a good 4th of July. I don't know, anyone else wants to say something except for Fran? Fran needs a ride tomorrow, so someone reach out to her.
Madam Chair,
Ron,
can
would you
you,
like to say something before we take this vote, even though we're in a voting matter right now?
Oh, come on.
Ron, your hand is up.
Separate unrelated question.
There's a motion on the
Okay,
floor.
so can we do it after the motion?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go on. Let's do the roll call. Let's go.
Madam Chair, can you please clarify who made the motion? Was it Joanne or Marion Cleaver?
Joanne,
Marion, Cleaver, and Barbara.
No, Marion Cleaver and Joanne.
Joanne.
Oy
Joe.
vey, oy vey, I did not recognize your voice. How come?
Anna, go ahead.
I need to know who made the motion, Madam Chair. You tell me.
Marion Cleaver and Joanne Weiss.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Okay. Okay, Lucy Mujica Diaz,
Yes.
Zunera Ahmed,
Yes.
Marion Cleaver.
Yes. And good night.
Thank you. Asad Dandia,
Yes.
Lolita Divilova,
Yes.
Susan Flaschenberg,
Yes.
Olga Fort,
Yes. Someone just texted me.
Selena Grant.
Wait, someone just texted me. Supposed to be backwards. Sorry, but.
Too late. Finish.
I think we already started. Let's just continue.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Thank you.
The people in the
Selena
middle don't
Grant.
care which way you start.
Yes. Have a blessed,
Yeah,
safe,
it's good.
and enjoyable
Hang on, let me
summer,
finish this.
everyone.
Almost done.
Ronald
Thank you.
Greenberg. Ronald Greenberg.
Yes.
Ayroom Hanif.
Yes, have a good night.
Thank you. Amaryllis Herrera.
Yes, good night, everybody.
Queenie Hewling.
Yes, good night.
Doyen Isaac.
Yes.
Thank you. Cynthia Lavelle.
Yes.
Thank you. Yelena Mackin.
Yes, enjoy your summer.
Alan Newman.
Yes, everyone have a wonderful summer.
Pat O'Brien.
I concur with the have a wonderful summer.
Robin Wright Parison.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good night.
Boris Pincus. Okay. Nodra Permuhamadova.
Yes.
Milagros Quiles.
Abstain.
Abstain. Michael Russo.
Yes.
Thank you. Jeff Sanoff. Sorry, Jeff, not you, Jeff. Sam Rinkowski.
Yes.
Jeff Sanoff.
Yes, have a good summer, everyone.
Priscilla Santos.
Yes, have a good summer and be safe.
Frank Schwartz. Tatiana Siegel.
No.
Pervez Siddiqui.
Yes.
Michael
Good night.
Silverman. Michael Silverman? What happened to Michael?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Thank
Have
you,
a good-
Michael.
Have a good summer, everybody.
Pat Singer.
Yes, and come on down to the Jubilee in August.
Jack Subin.
Yes.
Barbara Teitelbaum.
Yes, and see you in September.
Thank you, Barbara. Fania Vasilievsky.
Thought it was tight about not Sinatra.
Fania, please let me get through the Fania. I can't. I can see your face. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I
Yes,
see. Thank
and
you.
very nice meeting you all, and have a good summer. Bye.
Gregory Vengert.
Yes, and have a good night.
Edita Volovodovskaya.
Yes, and have a good night.
Thank you. Gloria Watkins.
Yes, and have a good night.
Joanne Weiss.
Yes, and everybody have a safe summer, and I hope to see you all at National Night Out.
Annette Wesley.
Yes. Good night. Have a great summer.
Kumali Zairi. Kumali.
I don't think she was here.
No, she was.
She was one.
I am here, Lucy. Yes,
Hey,
I'm here.
hey,
I'm having
Kumali.
problems with my laptop, so I'm on my phone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
and have a
Kumali.
good
I
summer.
got it.
Thank you.
Okay. Just count it up.
Okay, so count the vote. Ron, you have something to say? I'm sorry, we were in middle of a motion.
Yes, the Interfaith Committee, of which you appointed me to be a member of, has yet to meet even one time this year. Will you be convening a meeting of the Interfaith Committee prior to the
You are
end
no
of next week.
longer on the Interfaith Committee, I believe. Let me double check my list.
I am a member of the Interfaith Committee.
Let me check, my friend.
Yes, he's on the interfaith.
I thought we.
I think you
And
Hold on, everyone, calm down. Okay, yes, I thought I took you off and placed you on that one committee that you nicely sent a piece of paper saying public. I want to make sure I only.
yes, and he's also on public.
Public. Yes, they will be meeting in September. Zanera and has kindly agreed to co-chair, and we will be meeting in September, October. If you have any ideas that you would like to bring forward, please forward them to the office and we'll give that information to the two co-chairs.
Okay, thank you, Lucy. Have a great summer, everyone. Congratulations to the new board members.
Thank you. Have a good evening, Ron. Okay, with that being said, since we did the exit, everyone have a great summer. Thank you once again. Thank you, the new members. And see you around.
Madam Chair, 36 yes, 1 opposed, 1 abstained, and 1 no vote.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
If
Night, guys.
everyone get knocked off, I would like the staff to stay on.
Good night.
My hair is getting bigger by the minute.
Thank you, everyone. Lucia, you're staying on, please.
Good night. Have a good summer.
Thanks, Zanera.
You too, Zanera.
Eddie, knock people off.
Where's Jeff? What
I don't know where's Jeff, but we don't need him. It's just for a few things quickly.
Oh, Eddie, you're still recording, Eddie.
I know, I got to remove them still.
Oh.
We'll stop recording.
Okay.